I really need to use the bathroom, and I'm going to grab another beer. But AJ and Brad, you're welcome to.
Ooh, that would make good content. Bring us with you.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Packie podcast. We decided to make our interview with Brad a two-parter, and given the fact that the world's still all a little crazy right now, we're making it this week's episode, taking a week off. So, a couple of quick housekeeping things before we jump back in with some story time and some more fun with Brad Tuller. This episode will be coming out on Thursday the 18th, and 2 days later, the new Psychic of Orange LP, Psychic Advance, will be out and available to the public. So if you guys want to go check that out, it'll give you some context for a lot of what we talk about with Brad here on the show. And you should also probably check out the episode we did with Ken a few episodes ago. It's I think we're all really proud of what came out of that and stoked to see what comes next from. So yeah, be sure to check all that out. Go check out Brad's music. We had a little teaser for his latest single at the end of the last episode, and we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Here's the rest of our interview with Brad. So I guess that's as good a place as any to hop out of our kind of businessy industry talk. Let's jump into the Packie Run Pod's second Mount Rushmore. This time, favorite college stories.
Let's reminisce.
I think, Dan, it was your idea. I'm throwing you under the bus. Let's go. I don't think we each need to do 4. I think a 3-person Mount Rushmore is probably going to do it.
We're talking MTA bus.
Okay. So
let's each give our favorite stories of the three of us.
Well, we'll give a couple. So one of my first favorite ones is actually the first time I've ever met Brad. And I met AJ a long time ago, so I already was well acquainted with him, and I knew him. And in fact,
I'm so sorry.
the night before, we went to the same concert.
That is true.
It was a Basement reunion show back when they were like being a band again. And
they just came back from a hiatus. We went to the Sinclair in Boston.
For those listening at home, the Basement was not the place or what was reuniting. The band's name is Basement.
That is true. That is very confusing. So thank you for clarifying that, Brad. Because
you're welcome. It's hard if you don't know.
Yeah. So Basement is this like alternative rock band. They're signed with Fueled by Ramen at this point. Really cool. If you like Nirvana and like 90s music, you'd probably dig them. That's like the basic like baseline. Like I can explain them to the. How do I put this nicely? Like somebody that
to the masses.
What?
To the masses.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a nice way. So like AJ and I and it was move-in day freshman year, and Brad comes over very awkwardly because he didn't know us, and he's like, "Oh hey, I'm Brad," and we're like listening. AJ and I we're like buddy at that point. Like we met each other like at like Scope, and we had like freshman orientation together. We had like our everything together at that point. We met each other at fucking like Accepted Students Day. At that,
they when I met you guys were basically already ordering Chinese food easily together.
Yeah, we were basically. That's like the freshman equivalent.
We showed up on the first day of freshman year wearing the same T-shirt from the same band that we went to the same show.
Oh my!
I remember walking in, and I'm just like, "You son of a bitch!"
We had lost each other at some point during the show.
Yeah, we did. But like,
we left separately, and on the way out, on the way out, we both bought the same shirt from Super Heaven. So we showed up in the same gray t-shirt.
But like AJ, like we're like listening to like a record or something, and like Brad's just like peeks in. He's like, he like it's very formal. He shakes both of our hands.
You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure.
I mean, I appreciate it, and he's just like, "Oh, hi, I'm Brad. Like, I really dig your posters. I have a Title Fight poster in my room. Like, you want to check it out? Like."
And mind you, that poster is so cool.
It is really cool.
And that's why I was like, it's not.
It's from Floral Green, for those who
it's from
like ladies.
It's from the album Floral Green, but it's not the cover. It's not the cover, and it has nothing to do. The only thing it has to do with the artwork is like the patterns inside of the letters. It's the full artwork that's underneath, quote unquote, all of those letters.
Is that from like the sleeve of like Floral Green, like the LP.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like the sky and some of the grass is from.
It's from the cover, yeah.
Yeah, but that I remember that so vividly.
All right, but that's my story with Brad.
Those first days of college, I remember so vividly.
Oh, true.
And we've talked about it on the podcast before. We were living in a what our school called a living learning community. So all 13 people that were living in our suite, like in our dorm, everybody was a music major at the time. Everybody was.
Oh, Dan's wearing the LLC shirt.
Dude, I didn't even do that on purpose.
Shirt. Oh, you should have said he did.
I didn't do it on purpose. I just wore it today because I was like, oh, like laundry, like clean shit. You know.
That's also why I do things. You know what? This shit is clean. I'm gonna do it. Hey, AJ, what's your story?
My favorite story from college involves.
Well, it doesn't have to be your favorite.
Josh.
It just has to be a couple different stories.
Well, we said Mount Rushmore, so I'll do my favorite first.
Okay.
So
giving it away on the first date.
Yeah, I'm kissing and telling, dude. It's how it goes.
Yeah, buy me a drink first, god damn it.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck you. Our first so this kid that lived in the living learning community with us our first year, and I ended up living with him all 4 years of college. Josh, we've talked about him on the podcast before.
You have to get him on, dude.
There was one day, our junior year of college, Dan and I were hanging out. I think you and I went to Red Scroll Records in Connecticut, which sponsor us, please. Dan and I decided to like go for an outing on like a Friday or a Saturday night. We just went and hung out, and we were, record shopping and hanging out and just doing what we do. And
guys
we pulled into the parking lot. So Dan and I pull into the parking lot behind the apartment building that we were living in. We pull in, and right after we pull in, we're like, what are we going to do for the night? Like, the sun's still up. We don't know what's happening. Like, we got to figure out something to do. We got time to kill. And I get a call from Josh Lutz. And Josh, for context, at this point, Josh had become... I don't know how to say it nicely. Josh had become kind of a shut-in. He was playing a lot of League of Legends. He never really wanted to go out. He was like going to classes and stuff, but that was basically the extent.
When you got a farm, you got a farm.
Farmville, dude?
Oh, God damn it.
When you got a farm bill, you got a farm bill. And invite all your fucking friends.
That's a different episode.
We'll get you back on for that one.
I'm a tangent, man.
But
I'm a tangent? What? What does that even... I mean, I know what you mean, but what does that even mean?
So basically, Dan and I pull into this parking lot. I get a call from Josh, and he's like, you're never going to guess where I am and who I'm with.
Wait, I remember this.
And at this point, like, Dan and I are both confused. We're like, what do you mean where you are? You're always in your room, goddammit. Like, what is this?
He was a hermit, dude.
And so we like pressed him a little bit, and he was like, okay, I'll tell you who I'm with. I'm here with Brad Tuller. And at that point, Dan and I were like, are you partying at the On the Fritz house? And we've talked about On the Fritz before on the podcast. Like, On the Fritz was a band, and the three guys that were in the band, they had a house right around the corner from campus that used to have shows, and they would party all the time. So Dan and I like put the puzzle pieces together, and we were sitting there. We were like, we have to go now. And there was a bunch of people. I think some of the other people that we lived with freshman year and stuff were hanging out at the house too. I don't think it was a show. I think everybody was just kind of partying it all in the Fritz house. But Brad and Josh happened to be there already. So Dan and I like ran up, like dropped off all of our stuff, like got ready, and we went out, and we spent the entire night just like hanging around on the Fritz house and drinking and partying and hanging out. And there's a picture that I'm pretty sure is still on my camera roll of everybody from that original, the floor we lived on was FS. And we always used to call it like FS Chill. There's still a Facebook group chat that says like FS Chill. And we all were hanging out, and there's a great picture of it and everything. And that was one of those great nights. Like,
I have that
Yo,
photo.
I see it now. Like, I am looking. So, like, for those at home, we have a Facebook group, and I was like, I know that it was posted to that, like, to that group. And I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, such a good pic. We all look so good.
And that's one of those few, like, there are very few, like, college parties or, like, college memories. Like, I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of them where there was always, like, there was something that went wrong, or there was some drama that went down, or there was some shit that you were going through when those things happened. That's one of those nights that's just purely good. Like, every memory of that night, from finding out what was happening and, like, running down the street so that we could go and hang out, like, every part of that was just awesome. That was
To my knowledge,
fucking night.
These are the 6 most handsome people in the world.
I mean, you're not
Are you
wrong.
looking at 6 photos of me?
No, dude, shut up, Brad.
No, that was definitely one of the top memories of college in general, but it definitely makes the Mount Rushmore for this trio on this call right now. That was a great night, and nothing really happened. We were all just hanging out, we were listening to music, we were having beers, like everybody was just fucking around and bullshitting, and we had a great fucking time.
That's why, like, in high school and even early college, I did not go to parties a lot. But when I realized that you could go to parties with people you know, that's when everything changed for me. When I realized you didn't have to talk to strangers, that's when I was like, oh crap. And I loved meeting people through the people I knew.
Yeah.
And I have no problem talking to strangers, like at parties and like making friends. But I can guarantee you 90% of the people who I've stayed friends with because I met them at a party were because I was introduced to them through a friend I knew. And I would not trade, like that night, I would not trade anything for that night. And no hangover could make me regret the night before if I made a friend.
True. All right, Brad, let's get one of yours. What's one of your best memories that involves me and Dan Mahon?
I have 2
Oh, God.
memories. One of them involves you guys. One of them doesn't, because I have to tell the goddamn story. The first...
Oh, I know exactly where this is going, and I'm so fucking happy.
I don't know where the one that doesn't involve me.
The first one has to do with you guys, and it was when me and AJ. There were times in college where I've noticed this. Tension builds, right? Tension builds, and it has to get released somehow, or else that's when drama starts, right? You have to be able to laugh about all the stupid. It's like a social experiment. 13 people lived in the same common area.
Was
pretty
it 13
much.
people?
Or it was 11 people, I think. I think it was 11.
Let me see. It was
2 in our room.
Was it really? Me and AJ, you and Alex, Jeremy
Josh,
and Chris,
Harry,
Josh and
Jeremy,
Harry,
Chris, David. It's 9.
David and Patrick, Matt, and Justin. So 12.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Yeah, see, that's exactly my point. You're putting all these people in an area where they don't know each other, and something's gonna go down, right? So me and AJ, tension wasn't like building, but it got to a point where we started like roasting each other. We started like really like digging into each other, and instead of fighting and not staying friends, we decided to put on each other's clothing and impersonate each other as best as we could. And god damn it, did we try.
I know.
I think the important part to note in this story is the fact that we knew exactly what was happening. And if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, we walked into each other's rooms
We did.
and
We went
started
through each
putting
other's
on
stuff.
each other's clothes.
We went through each other's stuff because we knew what was gonna go down. It was like, okay, if we're doing this, we're doing this. So I put on like AJ's sweatshirt and his like jeans, and I started walking like him. And I remember like the one thing that shut it all down, the one joke that made, and there were like a lot of people around. They're like the whole suite was watching this. The one moment that made it all shut down was when I walked away with my hands in my pocket. I pigeon-toed my feet to walk like you, and I walked away and I said, "I don't care what anybody says. Epitaph is a terrible record label, and I don't care." And that was like the one thing that shut it all down. And I put your keys on my belt loop like you do with the carabiner, and I made them hang out. It was so funny. And you got my Long Island accent down. You were just like roasting me. It was so funny.
You fucking read me for filth that day. I remember that vividly. That was amazing.
And on a more serious note, that is in itself is a testament to what real friendship is, because I have friends who I thought I was gonna be friends with forever, and out of nowhere we just stopped. And I have friends who I literally I've broken my friend's wrist, and he gave me a black eye while we were sparring, and I'm still friends with him. That's the point. That's the thing, is like you always
that
have to
trust, man.
You do. You there is always something that matters in any situation with a friend. But if both of you recognize it, that's what counts.
I remember that day vividly.
The second story.
Oh my god.
What was your impression of Brad, AJ? Was it like, this isn't even in like a like 13.5 like time signature or something like that? Like something
That's
ridiculous.
probably exactly what it was.
It was probably something like, this isn't even interesting. Like the front bottoms aren't even that good.
Oh no, are we going there?
Oh, I'm not going there, but
Yeah, I'm not opening that can of worms. But I do remember
but you know
something
what?
about like time signatures and shit. And I remember, God, I don't even remember what I said.
You know what's so funny though?
I don't even know. I'm at a loss.
The thing about the front bottoms thing is it's that again, it's such like a marker in time, and the fact that that's something you remember me for makes me so happy, because I made an impression.
Exactly.
Oh, I remember all the bands that you're like, I fucking hate the modern baseball and like front bottoms, and like looking back on, like it's 2020 at this point, and back then it was 2014, and now objectively listening to it.
Well, and I think that's
hold
kind
up.
of. I think that's kind of where the humor lies in that whole thing, is that like, and I think Brad will cop to it the same way I'm about to, is like, we were both on different levels of just pretension. We were both just being really pretentious about shit.
It's so true. It's so true.
That was like the one thing that was really just kind of like, that was the one thing where we would kind of butt heads about, is that we were both just super opinionated about like different things.
Yeah.
And when we like walked into each other's rooms, came out wearing each other's clothes and just started going at each other, like both of it was basically the two of us just looking at each other, pointing in each other's face and being like, stop being a pretentious asshole. Just be a fucking human, you douche.
Meanwhile, we're both being like, why can't you be more like me? But we are.
Yeah. Exactly. That was the point that was probably lost on us at the time, but was very apparent to everybody else in the room. Was just like, you two are the exact same. Fuck you.
And listeners at home, this is exactly what music school is like. It's people like AJ and Brad, but many more people like them, expressing their opinions on music and just being douchebags about it. No offense, guys. I love both of you.
I mean,
we've grown since then. But it happens. It happens. I mean, when you're put in an environment where you have all these people you don't know, you want to be heard. Of
course.
And of all the ways that you could like get that like tension and aggression out, like the fact that both of us just reverted to just being comedians was that solidified it. Like
Now-
to this day.
Absolutely.
I want to hear Brad's second story.
Okay.
I'm very curious because he's alluded to it. You've
Absolutely.
alluded to it a little bit, but I want to hear it.
This doesn't involve Dan or AJ, but instead my infamous roommate Alex. I won't say his last name because I imagine he would want to be behind the scenes. So this involves my very dear friend and former roommate Alex, and we bonded over watching all of these series straight into 4 a.m. every night. Okay. I'm talking, we watched Avatar, we watched Heroes, we watched Walking Dead. And The Walking Dead is when we watched that, this is when this event happened. Let me set the mood. It's 2 a.m.
I don't think I've ever heard this story, so I'm very curious.
Well, no, you have heard this. I'm setting it up in such a way that I don't think you'll realize what's happening until the end.
That's probably it. But anyways.
So it's like 2 to 4 a.m. That's when we stopped watching stuff. That's when we were like, okay, we got to call it. But it was for like 2 months straight we did this. We're watching The Walking Dead. It's like 2 a.m. I'm starting to fall asleep. Alex is starting to fall asleep. And there is not a soul in our common area. We're the only ones awake. So we realize it's time to go to bed. And our beds are like 5 feet tall, like 4 feet above the ground. That's like how high the mattress is. And the desk is 3 feet from the edge of the bed. And on his desk is his computer. So we decide it's time to go to bed, but he doesn't want to get up. He doesn't want to have to get up and turn off his computer. So he reaches over the bed for his mouse, takes one click to pause it, and I shit you not, falls 4 feet from the edge of his bed head first into his garbage can with his feet flailing in the air, only for him to realize what happened, and he just stops, accepts his fate, and just sits there and goes, yeah, I'm ready for bed. And I cannot emphasize how loud it was when he hit that garbage can. And I stayed silent because I thought our RA was going to come to our door and be like, what the hell are you guys doing? But no, I waited, and it was just me and Alex in a room with his feet flailing in the air while his face was like face first in the garbage can. Oh my God. I have a photo.
Again,
I have a photo of that. I took a photo of him in the garbage can.
I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure there's a photo of this, and we should probably put together one of those like little Instagram montages that we can post on the Packie Run Instagram, because holy shit.
I don't remember this story.
Funny. It woke me up, Dan. It woke me up out of a dead fucking sleep. I was asleep and I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that?
If you can imagine
what was I doing then? Like,
if you can imagine what human flesh hitting a garbage can sounds like, it's exactly what you think it sounds like.
I mean, I have no experience in that matter.
But with such force and like, oh my God.
I mean, to give the people at home a visual, like Alex is a big guy.
He's like 6'3", and at the time he was probably like over 300 pounds.
Like
he was a big guy, but he wasn't.
Big guy.
He was not obese or healthy. I'm not calling him that or anything like that.
No.
He was a
we
big
weren't implying
guy.
that.
He was. Oh no, I know. I'm just setting the record straight. He was a really tall guy,
and I'm making sure I'm not too.
He was like a football player. This guy, he was like a football player, but he was a teddy bear.
Oh yeah.
All he did, he was so kind to everybody. I love that guy. I actually spoke to him recently.
Oh
he's doing pretty well.
Good for him.
How's he doing?
He's doing pretty good. He's a manager at I forget where he works, but he's like a pretty high up in the chain of this store. But he's doing really good. And I remember the reason why I texted him, and I knew I was going to talk about him about real stuff too, because I wanted to get to know what was going on with him. But the reason I texted him was I'm starting to play Smash Bros again, and he left with my controller.
Oh shit.
And classic. We're talking an OG silver GameCube controller that I care very deeply about. I broke it in so well and it was perfect. And when he left school, it just went with him. So I tried to see if he had it, and he was so nice. He said, "Oh dude, I'm so sorry. I'll try to look for it, but if I can't find it, I will more than likely buy you a new one, blah blah blah," and all this stuff. And I was like, "Nah, don't worry about it. I'll find something. It's not a big deal." But he's like, that's the kind of guy he is. And that's what was so funny about this moment to me, was because he's like, for somebody so gentle and so kind to so aggressively fly off their bed into a garbage can is so outlandish to me. Oh my God. It's probably the most like aggressive thing I've ever seen him do, and it wasn't even towards anybody.
I don't remember this
or intentional
at all. AJ, was I awake? Was I awoken by this at all?
I'm not sure you were even in the room. Honestly, I can't remember. I don't know where you would have been. But
I mean, I was doing some
remember.
weird shit in freshman year.
Another thing I think of when I think of freshman year
Oh,
is
please
AJ,
don't say it. Oh, okay.
AJ, no,
you're
no,
gonna go somewhere else.
No, AJ constantly sitting on chairs the wrong way.
Fuck.
And when I say chairs the wrong way, I'm not talking like spinning them around and sitting where like the back of the chair is on your stomach. He imagines sitting on a chair normally and then lift up that person so that their butt is in height with the top of the chair head. He would sit on the chair head with his feet on the cushion. So he was like 90 degrees offset of a normal chair position. And I will never forget him constantly doing that.
I would also constantly turn the chairs so that they were upside down, so that the back of the seat was like rested against the floor, and I would sit in that, and it wasn't particularly comfortable, I remember, but like I would do it all the time because it was more comfortable than just like sitting in a seat. It was more comfortable than sitting in the chair the normal way, and like there was, oh my God, freshman year AJ. What a fucking guy.
I remember, I do not know how, but we acquired 2 sofas in our common area. So they were provided by the school, but for some reason we had 2. And we put them together to make a bed. So at some points, we would have friends overnight in our dorm, and it would be the 12 of us in our rooms and like 4 people in the common area. So we would have like 16 people in one dorm section alone, and it was madness.
We had a damn good crew.
We did.
All things
we
considered.
Absolutely did. I love the people that we met.
There were some outliers and there were some lessons learned by some of those people, but like we had a damn good crew. It's undeniable.
Yeah, we did. We're lucky, man.
Yeah, we lucked out on that front.
Yeah, the fact that we can think about all these memories instead of talking about people we hate and things we hated about it is such a good thing.
So I'll toss it back to Dan. You got one more story?
Let me see. As far as Brad goes, my favorite Brad stories.
I remember you dropping an egg roll, it splattering everywhere. And while you were cleaning it up, I slapped your ass and you screamed so loud and you got so scared.
I got
it was like the
so mad
thing.
too.
I know you did. I know.
I was
and the thing
so
is,
mad.
It was the kind of like bro slap, like a slap on the ass that you give your best friend.
Good
It was
game,
the kind of
Good
like
game.
You know,
good game, Dan.
Good game. Like home run, like when like a baseball player hits a home run.
Yeah, it was like,
but it was hard, dude. You were like, you like, it was like my dad slapping, like beating my ass because I did something bad.
Well, you should have cleaned up the egg roll better.
Y'all ever have that happen to you? Now I don't.
I know what you mean.
I don't condone hitting your kids, like y'all.
If you want, you can edit that story out of the podcast if you want.
No,
but I just remember.
That's a funny one. I totally forgot about that until you said that one.
I have it on video too.
Dude, oh my God.
I have you have to understand something. I saw the value in all of the shenanigans that we went through, and I recorded almost all of them.
Oh my, Brad, you gotta leak that.
I gotta leak it. I also remember there's this one really funny video of me attempting to scare Dan and AJ. Because again, I like to record everything. So I was trying to record me scaring Dan and AJ. And before I can even do something, my roommate Alex scared me. He like showed up out of nowhere, scared me. And I turned the camera towards him and he just goes, oh.
You want to know what's fucked up? So, like, AJ and I, for our junior year, when we were living in Soundview, we had this agreement that scare the shit out of each other for a full year. Whoever scares the person the most has to, there's like, I don't know if you know this, Brad, but there was a restaurant on top of, like, what is it, like the John Hancock, or like...
It's at the top of the Prudential Center in Boston. The deal was that whoever scared the other person the most would get taken out to dinner by the other one at the top of the hub.
Which closed, by the way.
I know. I want my
So,
fucking dinner,
I got out of
dude.
it.
It's probably because he scared you and you screamed all the customers away.
That's probably it, dude. Like, I definitely scared the customers away.
Wait, what happened?
I will never.
Is there a story?
No, like, that's it. Like.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like,
Oh no. Don't get it wrong.
What's the story, AJ?
The best.
What are we getting
one.
twisted here? Oh,
we're not getting
God.
anything twisted. The best one was our junior year when this started. So we lived on the top floor of this apartment building on campus. So we had really high ceilings. And right next to the door to enter our apartment, directly to the right, if you walked in the door, was our refrigerator. And I decided I was going to get Dan real good. Dan went somewhere, and when he left the building, I knew that he was coming back. I think he went to, like, the store or something. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking get him. I'm gonna get him. I climbed on top of the refrigerator
like
and just crouched there.
Oh my God.
I was standing on top of the refrigerator waiting for him to come home. And he left, and I sat up there for a solid, like, 10, 15 minutes waiting for him to come back. And
it's, you know what? It is so worth it, though.
For a good scare, yeah.
He opened up the door, bag full of groceries in hand. He opens the door, and as soon as the door opens, I just let out like a primal scream. I'm just like, ah! And I shit you not, Dan looked like he got clotheslined in the chest. His arms went straight out. His legs came out from under him. He like just jumped. Fully like spread eagle, like he just got fucked up by a mogul on a ski mountain, like full yard sale. He just went straight out and fell back out. He fell back out into the hallway and just jumped so hard.
I can totally see all of that play out in my head. The whole thing.
The absolute best scare I ever got on Dan was sitting on top of that refrigerator because I was completely out of sight. He had no idea it was coming. He just unlocked the door, opened the door. I scream, and he just
this is why
fully jumped.
We've always gotten along because we find humor in so many of the same things. But for just to exemplify just how seriously we take like scaring people and stuff, I want people to know that I have 37 videos of me scaring my father on my phone and on Dropbox securely saved so that I can make a montage of every single time I've scared my father.
Oh, like I said, we're definitely going to find a couple of these, whatever nostalgic photos and videos we can find. We're going to put them up on the at Packie Run Pod on Instagram. We'll have some fun with this one.
And so I just thought of another story, and we can just tell stories if we want, and you can pick and choose which ones you want. I don't care which one ends up on there.
This one will probably close it out, but yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't involve you two, but it reminds me of something that we would get into where sophomore year, it doesn't matter what we were arguing about, but me and my roommates were arguing about something so stupid. I actually forget what it even was, but it was so stupid, and it was completely divided in half. One half of the suite said this, one half of the suite said that. So to really make sure that he got his point across, one of my suite mates decided to make T-shirts that said their point of view on it.
Wow.
So they made he went online. I don't think he ever ordered them, but he went online and made these T-shirts, and he wanted to show them off.
Let me ask you, was it something as stupid as like, because I know this is a hot debate that I've had with some of my friends. Yeah. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It was pretty much something exactly like that, Dan.
So like,
it was
for those viewers at home, a hot dog is not a fucking sandwich. Don't at me or at me. I don't give a fuck. Hot dog is not a sandwich. But anyways, Brad, continue.
That could be the opener. AJ, I don't know if did you hear that, AJ?
Oh, I heard it.
All right, just make sure that the opening of this episode is a hot dog is not a sandwich, and then start the music.
There's like 6 different options for cold opens here, and I
Well,
really
the
don't
one-
know what I'm gonna pick.
In the opening, when I said I hope I'm alive, that I think is what you said was like the thing, and I actually forgot I even said that, and I was being genuine.
I might combine a couple of them. We'll see.
Oh my god. So he made these T-shirts trying to get his half of the suite's point of view. And now I want to digress for a second and tell you that he ran into a stop sign when he was younger and quite literally became colorblind. So
What do you mean he ran into a
confuses-
stop sign?
I'm not joking. He ran into a stop sign.
Like he
so
got into
hard.
a car accident, though.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. No.
Like he ran physically.
He physically ran into a stop sign, like the pole, and hit his head so hard that he's now he confuses some colors.
Gotcha.
So he made these T-shirts, and he was so proud of them. And he says he's on the opposing side of this debate compared to me. So he says, "Brad, come here, look what I made." So I go over, and he says, "Look at this. I got green T-shirts just to let you know how I feel about this." And I was like, I looked at him, and I was like, "Red T-shirts," and he was like, "No, it's green." And we kept going back and forth, and he said, "I just remember it being so silent." And then he said, "God damn it, not again."
Was it like the gold and
the blue and the gold dress, or the whatever it was?
like I get
People got tattoos of that, by the way.
Are you
How
serious?
sad.
I'm serious. I've seen tattoos of that, of literally just the dress and saying it's blue and gold.
Now I know for the record, like the correct, it's gold and silver, gold and whatever.
I think it was blue and gold and white and silver or something like that.
Like
It was white. It was white and gold or blue and black.
Yeah,
White and gold,
Now-
blue and black.
I still see it today as blue and black, but I know that is wrong. It's just how I see it through my eyes. But
And that's always
Oh man,
that's
we
always
are
like
not
the
doing
question.
we are not doing this debate. God
no,
damn
we're
it. No.
we're not doing this debate. I'm just saying. And if you want to have this discussion, you can find us on social media at Packie Run Pod and tell me how wrong I am.
Fight Dan
You-
on Twitter.
Maybe
Yeah, fight me on Twitter. I'm
I was gonna
open to listening.
I was going to say something. I was going to close this with a mind-blowing fact that I learned recently that I debated very heavily with my father since he's an architect because it has to do with numbers and stuff and math. But I think I've changed my mind. Or now do I have to say it?
I mean, you alluded to it.
Okay. No, you know what? This doesn't have to stay in the podcast, but I'll tell you just on or
Go
off
for
the
it.
record. I had a huge debate with my father about this paradox that I learned about because he's an architect and everything is numbers to him.
Mm-hmm.
So this paradox involves math, but the whole paradox is that the formula cancels a portion of it out to the point where you don't even need the math. It's a very weird thing. So it's the napkin ring paradox. And it's when you have a sphere. So let's say you have a sphere, okay? And you drill a cylinder straight through the sphere to the bottom. So now you have a hole at the top, a hole at the bottom, and you have a core completely empty in the middle. Now, let's say that sphere is like this big. This is like, what, 5 inches? It's like 5 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
A sphere drilled straight through. Now you take a sphere, let's say the earth. You take the earth and you drill straight through the same way. Doesn't matter what size it is. Let's just say you drilled straight through the core, the whole earth, hole at the top, hole at the bottom, and it's empty in the middle. It's a cylinder. Now stay with me. If you match the height of these two spheres so that their rings are now the same shape, because now they're a ring because you've drilled a hole through them. If you match their heights, they have the same volume. They take up the same amount of space as long as their heights are the same. Riddle me that,
logic
Batman.
checks out. I think that logic checks out. I think I've followed that enough.
You could
That
have a
makes sense to
grape.
me.
You could have a grape and the earth. And if you match their heights after drilling a hole through them, they would contain the same amount of space.
I'm a little too trash to understand.
And that's why we're not keeping it in the episode. But I wanted to let you know about that because it blew my freaking mind.
I'm telling you, dude, it's here for the clip show, or at least one of them.
But the way that the way that the concept works is, as you, let's say you have the bigger sphere and the smaller sphere, as you decrease the height of the bigger sphere to match the smaller sphere, you're taking away material, and that's why it evens out.
Yeah.
It's just so mind-blowing that that could be the case.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm trying to think of something that like would be a really, actually, wait, can I pee? Think about this, because I usually get my best ideas when I'm peeing, and then I'll come back.
Only if I can scare you underneath the urinal, or like underneath the stall.
You're gonna hide in the little section.
Are you looking for the
toilet?
word toilet, Dan? Are you looking for the word toilet?
Well, I said urinal and stall, so
yes.
Urinal.
This is going to be the best episode yet. I feel it in my bones.
I thought of something that maybe we could end the episode on a more inspirational note regarding the climate, the climate of the United States and the global situation right now. My take right now.
This is the hot take chamber.
This is the hot take chamber. It's 300 degrees Kelvin in here. So I was thinking about what we were talking about before and the theme of this episode, and I think it really just has to do with interconnectedness and finding the things that you agree on, sometimes right now more than the things that you disagree on, because you need to discuss things, and knowing where you stand on things is very important. But in times like this, it really is important to know what you agree on with people and talk about those things, because it's really refreshing to not be debating all the time.
Absolutely.
And that's what you guys are to me. You guys are always like a sense of home in my mind. Because I know I could talk to you guys and we'll agree on stuff. And yeah, we'll disagree, but I absolutely love knowing that I could talk to people about anything and we will find something to agree on and talk about.
Well, even when we disagree...
if we don't find it, we're just going to dress up. If we do disagree, we're just going to dress up in each other's clothes and fucking roast each other for a bit.
That is true. But like, even when we don't necessarily agree on certain things, we can find some sort of middle ground where we can agree on one thing or another, whether it be music, like anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this week, to whoever's listening, if you made it this far, first of all, thanks for listening.
This is Brad's podcast now.
This is, I
we're passing the torch to Brad.
I established this. They know. This is my podcast.
Even though we've been asking the questions to you.
Oh, I'm glad you got the email with the questions I sent you.
Too many options.
Oh.
Basically, this week, try to talk to somebody that you wouldn't think of going to first about something and find something you agree on, because
I agree with that.
They might be a very good friend and you don't even know it.
I like that message.
That's a good message.
That's why, this week, haven't heard back yet, but I asked Oprah if she wanted to be my best friend, and I am waiting.
So, Brad, we usually end every
Is this the
episode.
part where you decide how many hours of content you want to remove from what your guest said? Or is this...
Yeah, so basically we're going to delete everything you said except for like the three buzz questions that we wanted to ask you.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I respect that.
Yeah,
pretty much.
No, we're not going to do that. So, Brad, this is the time that we usually do recommendations. It can be music, it can be a book, it can be a show, it can be a Twitter account, it could be anything you want.
It can be pairs of shorts that have the underwear sewn in.
Yeah, that's what that's.
Are you
that's
speaking
what
from
AJ
experience?
Speaking from direct first-person experience, yes.
So, without further ado, Brad, would you like to speak on a recommendation? It could be anything for our listeners at home.
I have a few things.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the direct route and say that if there's one movie you should watch, if you can find it, it's a movie called Paperman, and it is a super unknown, underrated movie that has Emma Stone, Lisa Kudrow, Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Daniels, huge names, and nobody knows about this movie for some reason.
Wow.
I think it was released for the Sundance Festival, and that was it. No theater release, Know Nothing. It's my favorite movie of all time. And every time you watch it, you find something new to appreciate about it. And that, in my mind, is what makes a perfect movie. It doesn't even matter if the movie's bad. If you can watch it and somehow you're enthralled by something completely new each time, that is so worth the time. So Paperman. The second thing I'd say is, as far as music goes, listen to soundtracks a lot. If you want something different, listen to soundtracks from like the 80s into the 90s. And it's not because I'm biased. It's because you start to appreciate how far we've come in audio technology. And that is when things started changing. That is when a lot of our modern sound that you appreciate so much comes from. And it's really important to know where things came from to get to where they are. So like the Miami Vice soundtrack, oh my God, that thing is so aged. It's so aged, but the musicality of it is alone something to appreciate that I don't think people normally would. So check out more soundtracks than albums by like artists this week just to see what you think about them, specifically ones that you wouldn't even listen to, Interstellar, something like that. There's a lot to learn from them. It's like an experience more than sitting down to listen to some songs you like. So I would say that. And the third thing, my last thing, is I can't believe I'm plugging this, but I'm going to. If anybody finds themselves not having something to do during quarantine, look up something called kendama. Kendama. It is a wooden skill toy from Japan. There's a ball and a string, and there's 3 cups on the handle. Mm-hmm. There's so many tricks you can do. There's so much to learn. It's all I've been doing the past half of a year, essentially, in my free time. And again, full circle, baby. Here we go. Circle album. Get ready. Here we go. Having something to get better at and to feel yourself getting better at day to day, this is it. You start off being like, I can't even do this one simple thing. And before you know it, you're throwing the thing 15 times in the air and catching it in a perfect position. It's great. I love it. So look it up.
Confirm.
Kendama. Look it up. It's great. You'll learn a lot about yourself and physics.
Oh yeah.
You'll learn how hard do I have to throw this thing to whack me in the face.
And also follow your Instagram account to follow
that's
all.
Right.
Yeah, plug that.
Oh, okay. So
you couldn't plug that.
For music-related things, follow just Brad Tuller, BradTuller. Same thing on Spotify, same thing on Bandcamp. It's just Brad Tuller. If you want to follow my Kendama account to see what I'm talking about and to see my skill level, because there are people who are so much freaking better than me, look up Bradama Kendama, BradamaKendama. And if you want things mixed and mastered, talk to me and AJ.
Fuck yeah. I'll go next. My recommendation for this week, I'm back at work, doing a lot of those kind of things. Personally, it's been partially because of work, partially because all of the things going on in the world. Like there's a lot that's just kind of dragging me down, and a lot that is it's a rough time to be a person in general. And when I get to those points in life, I usually revert back to kind of my hardcore and my punk roots. So my recommendation this week is checking out the band Defeater, specifically their album or their EP from 2009 called Lost Ground. It's that kind of, I guess the kids would call it like melodic hardcore. They've got this band, they write songs from perspective, each album and each EP is from a different perspective, from a family living through like the 1930s and the 1940s, going through and recovering from World War I and World War II. So there's some really interesting, like narrative choices there, and it all comes from different perspectives. But Lost Ground in particular, the opening track, The Red, White, and Blues, just kind of encapsulates that feeling of like anxiety and anger and the misunderstanding when you're kind of sitting there and looking at the world around you and just being like, what the fuck am I, like, what am I experiencing? What is happening? What is all this shit that's going on around me, because I can't possibly fathom what it is. that EP in particular has really kind of struck a chord with me for the past like week or two, just sitting back and being like, okay, how, like, I've got a lot of feelings, I've got a lot of anger that's going in a lot of different places, and I don't quite know what to do with it. So that band has really kind of come through, and a lot of their releases they don't necessarily speak exactly to the moment, but the sound and the intensity and everything has been very kind of comforting in this particular time. So yeah, Defeater has been the one lately.
True. I guess for me, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, to donate to some bands who are doing they're doing merch for different organizations at this point. I mentioned some earlier, but I will mention again. A Loss for Words is doing one. 100% of the proceeds will be donated to Black Lives Matter Boston. It is a pretty cool shirt. It's a Loss for Words, like on the front in like a pocket tee kind of way. On the back, it has like a crowd with "They'll have arms bound and hands over badges, and steer your flesh from bone. There is no serenity." So one of their songs. A Lost Words.
No
not a
Sanctuary, I believe.
Yeah, sorry. I'm slurring my words a little bit, officer. And then The World is a Beautiful Place. They have really cool shirt. I actually ordered, or my girlfriend ordered this shirt actually. One part of it is like a Hatebreed type of rip on like the pocket, and then on the back it's "Can you even call it a country if all the states are broken?" from their song Marine Tigers, one of the best songs, in my opinion, never written. And like that is a song that really relates to a time like this. That is a song I would recommend for everyone to listen to. Times like they. Also, the Fake Boys, one of my personal favorite bands of all time. They're doing 100% of their proceeds are going towards Boston organizations to help police brutality as well, or fight against that. So if you have a chance, like just buy an LP, buy some shirts, buy whatever you can to help out some of these organizations. And I'm sure there are more.
Cool.
I'm sure there's more artists that are doing the same sort of thing. I know Certse is doing one with like no racism, no ableist, no like that kind of thing on like a sweatshirt and shirt.
I know I actually bought a. This is really cool. One of my favorite artists of all time, Brother Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
He's an electronic musician based in Brooklyn, but he did a bunch of YouTube improvisation sessions, and he took all of those songs, put them on an album called Fundamentals Volume 1, and all the proceeds are going straight towards organizations against police brutality. So if you're looking for another one, Brother Tiger. I don't know if it was a part of the Bandcamp like one day thing, but I think he's still doing it regardless.
I know a lot of the bands are still doing that. So
yeah.
If you see something, like definitely donate to it. That's about all my suggestion. Just be a good person and can help.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is in like a time like today.
I love it.
Brad, any other final words for our listeners at home?
As far as last words go, I would just say for anybody who's listening now, try to do something you didn't do the week before. Do something that excites you, that is interesting to you, and don't be afraid to try new things, because that is how you learn. And that is something that I learned a little too late in my life. And I implore everybody to really just go for it, because you never know what's going to happen if you try. No, you never know what's going to happen. Wait, hold on. In true Brad Tuller fashion, I have to think about this. You never know what's going to happen.
Are you singing this now?
If you don't try.
Can AJ, for this edit, can you put auto-tune on that little bit right there?
Wait, if you're gonna if you're gonna do that, ready? Here, this is the intro. Starting now, right now. This is the intro, and then you throw auto-tune on. Right now. Intro.
Thank you, John Ralphio. Brad fucking Tuller. Thank you so much for coming on to the Packie Run.
It's always a pleasure
Oh, don't
Dude,
even mention it.
this might end up being 2 episodes.
Oh no.
With the amount of shit that we've gone through, we are way past anything that we've done before. And I'm here for it, dude. I love it. I love you. Dan, you know I love you.
I love you guys.
I love you,
always
Brad.
will.
Everybody within the sound of my voice, be good to one another, be cognizant of other people's lives and what they're going through. Go and do some shit that you like to do. Take a hike, jump in some water, make some music, do something creative. Fucking please go live a life of some kind.
Quilting.
Yeah. I mean, that's a life, dude.
That's all we ask of you here on the Packie Run. Once again, Brad Tuller, thank you so much for coming on. This has been awesome.
Brad.
Thank you. I love this.
Everybody listening, have a good day, have a good night, go fucking live your life. And I hope this brought you some sort of something. This has been the Packie Run podcast for this week.
We will talk to you next week.